Alright, hello, Penguin here. 2020 has just begun, new year, new decade, whatever. And I've seen quite a few videos where people will make resolutions. And of course, New Year's resolutions is a thing, and I haven't really been much for resolutions because I'm so bad at sticking to them most of the time. But someone I watched, Murphy Napier, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, did a video where she had her 2020 goals. She was going over her 2019 goals and if she met them or failed them or whatever, just kind of reviewing that stuff, and then went on to make some more goals for 2020. And I figured, you know what, that's a cool thing. I'm gonna do that. She's a booktuber, so all her goals were primarily like reading oriented and stuff like that. And while I do read books, I didn't want to primarily make that the main thing, obviously, so I'm just gonna be making some general goals, you know, books, games, whatever. And then we'll just let this video sit here until the end of the year, at which point we'll go back and see if I actually managed to stick to those goals. So thank you, Murphy, for the video idea. I'm stealing it. Actually, I don't really think I'm stealing much. This seems to be just a trend of video among booktubers. Who cares? We're gonna get into it. So I've laid out a few broad kind of like goals for me since it's, you know, my first time doing this and I don't have high hopes. A lot of them super just easy. From a first glance, they seem super easy to do, but I'm bad at keeping up with my goals, so it's gonna end up being hard for me no matter what. First off, couple game-related ones. First one is finish 4 games a month. It doesn't matter if I started playing them like a month or two beforehand, just as long as I finish them in that month, it counts. Notice I'm not really putting any boundaries on how long or short the game needs to be. It doesn't really matter. You know, I suppose if I'm really crunched for time in a month and can't really play too many games, if I really need to, I could just play like 4 short mobile games and have that count. Also alongside that, to just make it even more easy for me to keep up with this goal, replays count. So if I replay a game and finish it, that counts. As long as I manage to finish 4 games before the month is over, that's it. I want to do this mostly because, you know, it's just been a bad habit of mine recently where I just have not been finishing that many games at all. Like, I'm great at starting them, but finishing them? Nah. Figure best way to break that habit is to literally just force myself to finish games. Next one is I want to have finished 4 long video game series by the end of the year, with each series being at a minimum 3 games long. I just have a weird tendency where I prefer not to jump into the middle of series. I like to start from the beginning of a series and then play it all the way through to the end, regardless of if each game even is connected or not in the series, like Tales, where those games are not connected in the slightest. I still want to be able to, you know, play from beginning to end. That's just a weird thing I like to do. And I figure this is also just a good way to get me to actually finish some series and actually be able to, I don't know, play any further games that come out in those series. Next ones are a couple book-related ones, and these pretty much mirror the video game ones. I want to finish 2 books a month. This should not be hard in the slightest. It's just like binging with me, where I like to just read for just hours on end, and I can finish a book in just no time at all. But then, of course, that requires me actually reading the book, and sometimes it'll just take me so long to get into that groove. Just another thing where I figure I have a problem actually finishing books. So this should help me actually finish those books. This also kind of mirrors the video game one in that I want to at least finish 1 long book series before the year's out. And in this case, the book series has to be at least 5 books long. I need to have started the first book in this year and then finished the last book in this same year. Of course, books makes a bit more sense to read from the first book in the series to the end. And I figure, why not? There's a lot of series I want to get into, and it just seems like a good way to actually get me to read those books. Next up is I want to finish at least 1 season of television a month. Theoretically, this shouldn't be that hard. Like, a good amount of seasons of TV shows are only like 10 episodes long, so it should not be that hard for me to keep up with this, but believe me, I am bad at actually finishing things, and that includes TV seasons as well. Next is just a sketch a day. This is just kind of a random one. You know, I like to draw. I wouldn't consider myself like a great artist by any means, but it's just a fun little hobby I like to have, and it would be nice to actually improve in drawing, and the only way to improve drawing is to practice. So, daily sketches, just anything, any sketch. I did do daily sketches before back in 2017, and I didn't keep them up. The last sketch I did was May of 2017, so I did it for, this is the beginning of May, so really 4 months in 2017, and then I just fell off of doing it. But it was fun, and I want to be able to actually keep it up this year. I have started the sketches, so I have not fallen behind yet. I'm caught up as of right now as I'm filming this, so. Last goal for myself is to release one video for each week of this year. Notice how loose I'm being in the description of this almost. When I say video for each week of the year, I mean not like on a weekly schedule, like I'm gonna release a video every Tuesday or whatever. I mean for every week of the year, there's gonna be a video released sometime during that week. I'm currently filming this on January 6th, and I hope to, hopefully upload this by the end of January 6th, so this could count technically for the video for this first week. Yeah, I don't fare too well with weekly schedules. I cannot really stick to them, and I figure this is a good way to give myself enough leeway where, if I want to take a little extra time to work on a video, that's fine. I don't have a select deadline, really. Well, I do. There's a deadline in that I'm still forced to release a video at least every week. And this counts for both channels. I just need to release a video, period. Doesn't matter if it's on my main channel or this one or anywhere else. I don't know where I would make a video anywhere else. But regardless, that's it. It just needs to be a video somewhere for every week of the year, and that'll count. I'm really pushing the deadline on this one. It's like tomorrow is technically the end of the first week of the year. Yeah, I'm not really doing too hot so far. But that's it for my goals of the year. Shout out, I guess, again to Murphy for this idea. And then I guess we'll get back to this video at the end of 2020 and see if I actually managed to stick to all these goals. I hope so. I really hope so. A lot of these goals just seem too easy to fail. I'm really hoping they are. Alright, that's it. I'll see you guys in another video. Goodbye.